Hello, my name is Colleen Greathouse, and I am a candidate in the Instructional Technology Master's Program. This is my capstone, Coaching Teachers in Personalized Learning. The problem that I have seen that prompted this capstone proposal is that teachers at Dalton Elementary School have fallen into a pattern of simply covering all the standards rather than ensuring mastery. In order to fix this problem, teachers should better implement technology using 7 principles of personalized learning to meet the needs of all students. Implementing technology with the goal of personalization and mastery in mind will help Dalton Elementary School to achieve their goals laid out in their strategic plan, one of which is increasing 5th grade math achievement. My goal in this capstone project is to provide teachers with the needed support in order to provide their students with this type of personalized learning environments in order to reach strategic plan goals. For the purpose of this capstone project, I will focus on mastery-based assessment, flexible pacing, just-in-time direct instruction, and varied learning strategies, as I see these 4 principles directly connect with the goal of mastery through personalized learning. Due to the implementation of personalized learning, it was determined that professional development programs and coaching cycles would be beneficial to help teachers through the implementation of personalized learning. This need was determined through the Teacher Keys Effectiveness System, walkthroughs and observations, as well as a survey conducted about teachers' feelings towards personalized learning using technology to implement. The goal of this project is to see teachers effectively use technology to achieve student mastery and strengthen personalization and learning in their classrooms. We hope to see student achievement increase and students' ability to retain information improve. Teachers received professional development throughout workshops and received a coach to help them achieve their goals of implementing personalized learning. These workshops were facilitated by the Vanchise team, a team whose mission is to assist in technology integration to increase the capacity of teachers' abilities throughout Dalton Elementary. The purposes of these workshops are to get teachers familiar with different tools available to them that will help them to create a personalized classroom setting for students. Each workshop is tailored to a specific principle and gave teachers ideas on how to reorganize their lessons to provide students with personalized learning and opportunities to demonstrate mastery. The workshops were done in 3 30-minute to 1-hour sessions, each with a specific goal. The second activity in this capstone project had a purpose and a goal to coach teachers through an impact coaching cycle in order to effectively implement personalized learning principles to ensure mastery in classrooms. This provided teachers with reflective questioning and learning of new strategies to grow students towards mastery of the standards versus simply just covering the standards. I coached 3 teachers through a coaching cycle. The last step of my capstone project was a final observation, which was recorded through the Technology Integration Matrix coaching tool. This was a time when I was able to see if teachers had reached all of the objectives of this project. When conducting an evaluation of this project, I will look at teacher growth on the Technology Integration Matrix coaching tool, as well as email correspondence, coaching sessions, and surveys. It was decided that the PLC, Guiding Coalition, and the Vanchise team would be ideal groups of teacher leaders to help deliver important professional development to the school and their grade levels. I led the Vanchise team through the facilitation of 3 professional development sessions centered around 4 of the 7 principles of personalized learning. In October, I sent out a survey to collect information about who would be interested in completing a coaching cycle covering 1 or more principle of personalized learning with a Vanchise coach. I also asked the principal if she had anyone that she would like to recommend for coaching. Coaching cycles have always been very meaningful to me as an educator. They help me to actually see my growth through reflections and observation data. These coaching cycles, which follow Jim Knight's impact cycle for instructional coaching, have greatly helped me become who I am today. It starts with the teacher identifying a goal, followed by learning a strategy, and lastly, improving their teaching. My capstone project of coaching teachers in technology tools to help with personalized learning had a huge catalyst in March. With the COVID-19 pandemic, schools turned to technology to create remote learning experiences for students. The teachers who had been completing the coaching cycles felt more prepared for this shift than teachers who had not been completing coaching cycles with franchise coaches. The franchise team expanded their coaching by redelivering professional development through webinars, tutorials, and flyers for teachers. I held coaching office hours twice a week with my franchise team to help teachers use the technology tools and feel confident in their ability to create remote learning classrooms. We continued to coach teachers throughout the remote learning for the last 9 weeks of the 2019 through 2020 school year. In the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, I was giddy to see that now 100% of Dolphin staff were seeking out our help to teach them how to use technology effectively, ones that they could use in their classrooms during this remote learning, as well as when we returned to in-person teaching. When I met with my principal and the leadership team to discuss how we were going to be successful in remote learning, my response was, "This is the day we've been training for," and I truly meant it. All those teachers who were not eager to learn about technology tools were now very motivated to learn. The final piece of my capstone was classroom observations, where I was looking for how the teachers planned their lessons using the principles of personalized learning and standards, mastery framework, and how this planning was executed. However, because of COVID-19, I was not able to do these in person. Instead, I reviewed PLC minutes, which showed me how they were planning personalized learning using Standards Mastery Framework. I also reviewed their digital and remote learning lessons to see what kind of tools they were using and how students were engaging with these lessons, and if they continued to work towards mastery learning. The overall outcomes of this capstone project were positive. As explained above, things did not all go according to plan, but many of these shifts helped to create a better outcome. I was very pleased that 92.8% of participants agreed or strongly agreed that their time was well spent in the professional development that was held in the fall. 100% of participants thought I was knowledgeable in the topics and tools that I was demonstrating. Majority of the participants felt they understood the principles and tools and were ready to implement in their classroom. However, 18.2% of participants did not feel ready to implement the principle of flexible pacing in their classrooms, and 27.3% of participants were neutral on their readiness. This principle of personalized learning requires a mind shift in teachers. It requires them to believe that students might need more than one chance, and they might require more time than the teacher planned on spending. Also, 18.2% of participants somewhat disagreed in their readiness and ability to implement personalized learning principles with the use of technology. The coaching I conducted with my math team and the new third grade teacher proved to lead to more teacher confidence in technology tools and a growth in student achievement. When reviewing student achievement in fifth grade math, I first looked at the diagnostic data provided from the diagnostic assessment done in August or September. Looking at the data from the diagnostic assessment, we had 17 students who were identified as being in the bottom 30% of students nationally in their math knowledge and ability. By January, the number of students who were in the bottom 30% of math students nationally went down to 11, an improvement of 35%. 82% of students who were below the 30th percentile at the beginning of the school year showed considerable growth by the middle of the year, even if they did not make it out of the bottom 30% nationally. This growth is very important to show the success of coaching my team on personalized learning. As I stated before, my coaching took a big turn in March. I was in very high demand to help coach teachers through technology tools to use during digital learning. By April 1st, 55% of teachers had held a live teaching session with their students, and 85% of teachers had made their own teaching content. By April 24th, 85% of teachers had held a live session with their students, and 100% of teachers had made their own teaching content. By May 1st, 100% of teachers held a live session with their students. When asked what tools they still needed help with, the most common responses were for help using Teams, screen recording, annotating a document, and Flipgrid. This helped to guide what type of information I was including in the weekly newsletters. 40 teachers also attended office hours, where they could get help in real time on any of the tools demonstrated in the newsletters or any questions they may have personally. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. This insight into what leadership looks like has drastically changed for me. In the past, when faced with resistance, I would just remind myself of the analogy above. While that might be true for some, it is not an effective form of leadership. Throughout this capstone, I have learned how to be a leader who motivates and rationalizes why the horse should drink. While I can't make them drink, I must illustrate all of the reasons why they should. I learned that supporting initiatives with research is one way to get supporters.